growing or scaling a business inside of a big company versus an entrepreneurial environment are very different. In some ways, I like to say that the big company entrepreneur has all the risk of an entrepreneur and none of the upside. So, that's why there are so few of us. You need to be very resilient. If you believe in your vision, you can't worry about what other people think of you. If you start from scratch as an entrepreneur, it's a whole different matter than if you're entering a big company and you are an intrapreneur and you're starting a company, starting a division, whatever you want to call it, inside of a bigger company. The qualities that you look for are different. In a bigger company, you kind of come in and you have a choice. You can bring people in from the outside and kind of shake up the culture. You can recruit people from inside and kind of flow with it because those people are part of that culture, or you can try and mix it up as a leader. And in both cases, I always mixed it up. I recruited some people from the inside and some people from the outside. And the difficulty is that the outside people are very interested in, they don't have any context. They're not coming at it from the perspective of the incumbent culture. The inside people are, but they know kind of where the bodies are buried. So both bring kind of skills to the table, but often conflict with one another. So as the leader, you're kind of in a UN kind of position where you're lots of times adjudicating disputes. I don't really think that there's a choice. I think you have to mix it up, because if you bring all people from the inside, you're not going to get in some cases the competencies, but mostly the perspective of the outsiders. And if you bring all people from the outside, you're likely not to be around very long. I think the decision to make the Times website free while requiring registration, so we got deep demographic information about our users, was exactly right. Because regardless of whether we would ultimately want the user to pay, two things are true. One, the paid side of the business, the subscription side of the business, if it were to occur, would have to sit alongside advertising. It's very rare that you can build a scalable business in media without some advertising support. So in order to have that, you need to have a large audience. Otherwise, the buyers just don't have any interest. So at that time, particularly in the mid-90s, in a narrowband environment when the internet was causing the old silos to collapse, and we were competing with CNN and MSNBC and Time Inc. as well as other newspapers, charging for the website would have put a lot of pressure on that side of the business. In other words, the advertising or audience side. Subsequently, we made the decision to charge. We had a huge base of folks from whom to convert, and we had a lot of information about these folks because of our registration database. We had their email addresses. We knew kind of where they live, not specifically where they live, but their zip codes. So we could market to them in a way that I think was effective in converting them from heavy free users to paid users, and that's been shown over the last almost 2 years to have worked. If you can score it so that you're making mostly right decisions, especially on the big ones, you have a much better chance. And I think we managed to do that, and that's why we're probably positioned as well as any newspaper company in the world is at this point. Well, at some level you have to be right about your vision. I mean, at the beginning, the folks who came behind us were buying into, the possibility that what we were saying would happen. If it doesn't happen, you need to go and do something else. I mean, at the end of the day, what you say is going to happen, roughly speaking, has to happen. If we didn't have clients, no matter what I believed or didn't believe, or how right I was or how wrong I was, it wouldn't have mattered. Our clients, were the thing that empowered us. If you don't have that, I'm not sure what you have. The most rewarding experience is when customers love what you do, in my opinion, and that's why we do it. There's just this sense of real pride and sense of accomplishment that you've built something from scratch with your team that people truly love.